Hey folks, it's JR, back for another episode of Echoes of Shannon Street Case File. It's going to be episode 11, Get Morgan. What we're going to do today is we're going to hear another little clip from Shannon Street Echoes Under a Blood Red Moon documentary. Then we're going to go into our work today. We're not going to do statements today. This is going to be the transcribed back and forth between the dispatcher and Lindberg Sanders. If you've listened to the radio transmissions, you know right at the end of that tape, you hear Lindberg Sanders get on the radio. Well, this is going to be a continuation of that. Only I'm going to have to read it. There is no audio available. So we will go through that together, and then that'll wrap it up.
Those folks that he had in there, they listened to him. They believed in every word he said. Those guys didn't like the police at all. Lindbergh. They didn't like the police, and especially white police officers.
All right, let's get into the transcribed radio transmissions. And oh, by the way, I worked for Lieutenant Shotwell at the South Precinct. He was a good supervisor. He'd keep you laughing, and he knew his stuff. Anyway, you'll get to hear some of his interaction throughout these negotiations, through these next episodes. All right, well, let's get to it. It's going to be page 9, tape number 2, side number 2, date 1/11/83, time 21:22 hours. Dispatcher 102, I believe we have an officer being held hostage inside the house. Let's get all the men in a covered position back. Let's get all the cars moved back down Shannon Street. Start on the west end, west portion of Shannon. Move all the cars back on the east, and let's start moving cars back. Dispatcher, okay, 102, advise, move all the cars back on the east and west side of Shannon. One officer is being held hostage inside the house. Car 502, we are turning north on Boxwood. Get the lanes clear that way. Dispatcher 502, you go north on Boxwood to Herd. Lane is clear that way. 502. Inaudible, number on tape is 743. 1001 to 1000. Dispatcher, 1001 to 1000. Inaudible, number on tape is 749. Move right now. Go ahead. Inaudible, number on tape is 754. Yeah. Sanders, I know that this is some bullshit. You know this is bullshit. Your ass is going to burn tonight, and you know it. You know it. Come on. I want you to get WLOK. Call WLOK, the radio station. Do you understand? Okay, we will get WLOK. Now keep it cool inside. We will get the radio station. Keep it cool. Yeah. Dispatcher, WLOK will be contacted. Everything is under control. Time 21:22 hours. Tape number 3, side number 1, start 21:52 hours. Foxtrot 1 north. Foxtrot 1 north, that signifies that's the primary channel for the North Precinct. Car 102, dispatcher 102. 102, try it. Get these officers wherever they are from. I think we've got the west end blocked, mixed in officers. I don't think at this point we need them right now. Let's start moving them back out of the area. Dispatcher, check 102. Inaudible, number on tape is 811. Dispatcher, north is being used as a primary. Stand by on this frequency. All cars on this scene go to car frequency. Go to car frequency, all cars on the scene. Sanders, I want you to know I can see all through this bullshit. Car, yeah. Sanders, yeah, try it. Let those motherfuckers try it. Turn the other radio back on and turn it on quick now. Dispatcher, we have the radio on. We are listening to you. Go ahead. Sanders, I am not the one you want. Dispatcher, go ahead. We are listening to you. Sanders, that is not the radio I am talking about, man. Dispatcher, we have everything under control. Go ahead and talk to me. Sanders, did y'all do what I told you? Dispatcher, check. We contacted WLOK right now. Sanders, get me WLOK before I blow this motherfucker's head off. Dispatcher, we have got WLOK contacted and they are on their way. Sanders, get that radio on quick. Dispatcher, we have got it. We have got radio on. Go ahead, I'm talking to you. Talk to me. Go ahead and talk to me. What else do you need besides WLOK? We have got WLOK on the way. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, will you say that again? I didn't understand you. Sanders, I want C.J. Morgan. Dispatcher, C.J. Morgan from WLOK, is that right? Sanders, yeah. Page 2, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83, start 21:52 hours, that's 9:52 p.m. Finish 22:21 hours, that's 10:21 p.m. Sanders, do you hear? Dispatcher, yeah, we know that we are getting them away as fast as we can. Sanders yells, get them away from the window. Dispatcher, yeah, we are moving them away now. Sanders, do you hear? Dispatcher, well, if you can't see anything, they must be moved all back out of the way now. Sanders, motherfucker, don't you tell me. Dispatcher, I'm not. I'm just relaying the information to you. Sanders, I didn't tell you to call we radio. You motherfuckers better not start any shit. It's messed up bad. Tell them out there, asshole. Dispatcher, now if you want somebody from WWEE radio, Sanders, I know damn well you could get them quick, couldn't you? Dispatcher, no, we are not calling them. Only one we are calling is WLOK. Sanders, you do what somebody else tells you. Now you're going to do what I tell you now. Dispatcher, we just called WLOK. Is there anyone else you want down there? Is there any other members of your family or your preacher you would like? Sanders, talk with no motherfucking dogs. I'm tired of tell you what to do, mister. You better get somebody, tell me somebody that is able to tell me something. Let me start talking to them. Do you understand? Dispatcher, okay, give me your phone number. We will get Sanders. You don't get a fucking thing. Just start if you can't get the paper down there. We are getting rid of this motherfucker. Shit is going to start. Dispatcher, okay, it would be easier to let us talk to you on the phone from WLOK. Sanders, don't talk to me like I was a dog. I'm standing here with, in other words, I'm standing here with the dude, not you. Do you hear? Dispatcher, we are not telling you to. We said if you want to talk to WLOK, Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, okay, it is going to take a long time for us to get a radio to WLOK. We all need, that would take too long then now, huh? Page 7, tape number 3, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Sanders, did you understand? Say it again. Hester, help, help. Dispatcher, yeah, I heard that. I heard that fine. Sanders, what did he say? Dispatcher, he said, I understand, partner. Sanders, then what? Dispatcher, I don't know, you turned the radio off. I could not hear him. Sanders, goddamn liar. What did he tell you to do? Dispatcher, you turned the radio off. I could not hear him. Put the radio up there and let him tell me again. Sanders, here then. Hester, help, help, somebody help. Dispatcher, inaudible. Sanders, you can do it two ways. That is the wrong way, man. I know, inaudible, and you don't understand. Black preacher, inaudible. Do you understand that? Dispatcher, yeah, I understand that. Sanders, are you still working on it? Dispatcher, yeah, we are working on it. Let me get Mr. Morgan to talk to you. End of side number 1. Page 1, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83. Starts 21:52 hours. Sanders, you still got them around the house, have you? Dispatcher, I don't know. We are trying to move them out now. It takes time. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, we're trying to move them out. Sanders, you a goddamn lie. Dispatcher, we are trying to get them out of the way. Sanders, they got a shotgun out the window. Better move the fuckers away. Do you hear? Page 6, tape number 3, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Sanders, did you hear him? Dispatcher, no, I didn't hear him. Can you get him to say it again? Sanders, wait just a minute. He is going to talk to you. Dispatcher, okay, I am here. Can you put the officer on the radio for me? Sanders, you just wait. You don't tell me anything, motherfucker. Dispatcher, no, I'm not trying to tell you anything. We just want to make sure the officer is still all right. Sanders, get them off my back house. Dispatcher, I'm up here on the radio talking to you on the radio. I don't know what you're about your backyard. I want to know if that officer is all right. You motherfucker, do you want to hear his head blown off, motherfucker? Dispatcher, we are trying to keep that from happening. We want to make sure he is still okay. Sanders, inaudible. I don't know, is the officer still all right there? Can I talk to him? Sanders, you lying fucker. Excuse me, you lying motherfucker. You had better start listening. Here? Dispatcher, I know you are all right. See, I know you are all right. I'm talking to you. I just want to make sure the officer's all right. Will you let me talk to him just a minute? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, can you let me talk to him? I can't understand you. Sanders, he ain't hurt bad. I am the one hurt bad. Dispatcher, I can't hear him. Can you let me talk to him on the radio just a minute? Sanders, you can't understand. Inaudible. You a mother talking do. I don't know why you can't understand what the other one is saying, don't you? Dispatcher, yeah, I can understand you fine, but the radio is not close enough to him. Let me talk to him just a minute. Sanders, don't tell me what to do. Dispatcher, no, sir, I am asking you. Please let me talk to the officer. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, I almost could, but I couldn't make it out. Can you put the radio closer, please? Page 3, tape number 2, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Sanders, you told me that lie the last time. Dispatcher, no, we are not going to do that. Nobody is going. Sanders, I don't know how to talk to y'all if y'all are going to tell lies like that. You know I have been listening to some lies, and you know what we are here for. You didn't come out tonight. What did you come out for? Inaudible. Dispatcher, now, we don't know who called us. Somebody called us, the police out there. That's the only reason we came out there. Sanders, well, Michael. Dispatcher, now who is Michael? Sanders, we're not talking about Michael now. Dispatcher, okay, is Michael still there in the house now? Sanders, okay, on 1-to-1, who's asking the questions? You are. Well, I ask them of you. Dispatcher, go ahead and ask me. I will try to answer them the best I can. Sanders, you ain't going to do a goddamn thing but what you want to. Now there is 2 or 3 of you. You want me to do what you want me to do? You listen to this and you listen good. Are you listening? Dispatcher, yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead. Sanders, inaudible. Number on the tape is 996. Dispatcher, okay, tell me what else you want besides. Sanders, get away from us. Get way off quick, you hear? Dispatcher, okay, we all are moving back. Now tell me what else you want besides talking to Mr. Morgan with WLOK. Sanders, I'm going to burn you up in a few minutes. You get him right now. Dispatcher, we are working on it. It takes time to get all this done. Sanders, I want you. How long is it going to take to get these inaudible away from the house? Dispatcher, they are away from the house now. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, we are away from the house. You don't see any cars out there now. Sanders, where are the squad cars at? Dispatcher, look out there. You don't see any cars out there now. Do you see any cars out there? Page 4, tape number 3, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Sanders, y'all didn't move far. There are people around, goddamn inaudible, you know. Dispatcher, Sanders, you better move the rest of them, you know. Do you understand? Dispatcher, yeah, I understand. Go ahead. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, yeah, we're all going further back now. Anybody else you want to talk to? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, is there anybody else you want out there besides Mr. Morgan? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, repeat your question. I cannot understand you. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, repeat your question. I couldn't understand you. Sanders, did you hear what I asked you? Dispatcher, I didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat your question, please? Sanders, I ask you if. Dispatcher, you are letting go of your radio mic. I don't understand you. You are cutting off the last part of your question. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, do I want Sanders inaudible? There are two birds out there, me and you. Dispatcher, okay, do I what? Sanders, do you believe Jesus is white? Dispatcher, yes, I do. Sanders, you do because you are white? Dispatcher, how do you know I'm white? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, I didn't understand that. Sanders, inaudible. You know what the song is. Dispatcher, which song? There are a lot of songs. Page 5, tape number 3, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, no, I don't understand what that is. Sanders, Memphis Light Gas and Water. They give you water, inaudible. Okay, light gas and water gives you water, and what else do they give you? Inaudible. Dispatcher, I didn't understand your question. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, still can understand your question. Can you talk to me a little bit more? No, I didn't understand that. You can talk through it again. Sanders, everybody else can understand what I'm saying. Dispatcher, okay, can you talk to me some? What about Mr. Morgan? Is he out there yet? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, okay, can I talk to that officer just a minute? Can I talk to the officer just a minute? 121, call the car. Memphis Police to the gentleman in the house. Can I talk to the officer just a minute? Memphis Police to the gentleman in the house. Can I talk to the officer just a minute? Memphis Police. Sanders interrupts. Dispatcher, go ahead. I didn't understand that. Can I talk to the officer? Can I talk to the officer just a minute? Sanders, you're talking about the ones outside the house. Dispatcher, no, I want to talk to the officer you have in the house just for a minute. Memphis Police to the gentleman in the house. Can I talk to that officer just a minute? Sanders, talk to him. Talk to him, you goddamn fuck. Dispatcher, no, I want to talk to the officer. I want to make sure the officer is still all right inside the house. Can you put the officer on the radio and let me make sure he is all right? Sanders, can you hear him now, goddamn it? Inaudible. The ones outside the house can hear him. Dispatcher, no, sir. Sanders, we will blow this motherfucker's head off. Ask them outside. They hear him. Dispatcher, I can't hear him. I can't hear him. Put him on the radio for me. Sanders, I said, come here, motherfucker. I'm talking to you. Dispatcher, can you hold the radio up in front of his mouth so I can hear him? Sanders, this is a dead motherfucker. Inaudible. Tell him you. Page 2, tape number 3, side number 1, date 1/11/83. Dispatcher, we are contacting him now. Just stand by just a minute. Car 104, advise them the cars, we are going to need them to get their patrol cars back out of the firing range. and out of the area so the TAC unit can get in. Dispatcher, okay, 104. All 100 cars go to car. All 100 cars to car. Sanders, man, do you have the radio on? Dispatcher, we had the radio on. I am listening. Talk to me. Sanders, where is Mr. C.J. Morgan? Dispatcher, we are trying to get him now. If you will just be patient, we have got to get him on the phone and explain the situation to him. Just stand by just a minute while I talk to him on the phone. Dispatcher, car 1900. Car, go ahead. Dispatcher, okay, talk to me. I am still here. Long pause. Car, show me en route to Shannon. Dispatcher, 1122, go to your car. Memphis police to the gentleman inside the house with the radio. Memphis police to the gentleman inside the house with the radio. Memphis police to the gentleman inside the house with the radio. Memphis Police Department to the gentleman inside the house. Car, 1102. Dispatcher, 1102. 1102, car, request the car, 1100, car, go to frequency. Dispatcher, 1102, go to your car. 1102, repeat. Dispatcher, 1102, go to your car. 1102, okay. Dispatcher, Memphis Police to the gentleman inside the house. Memphis Police to the gentleman inside the house. Sanders, are you there? Dispatcher, yeah, I'm here. Go ahead and talk to me. Sanders, did you get C.J. Morgan? Dispatcher, I don't know. We are still trying to call him, and I think he is on the page 3, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83. Sanders, is it a long way? Dispatcher, we'd rather talk to you on the phone. Sanders, I ain't no goddamn fool, inaudible, and all that shit. Y'all know what blood is? Dispatcher, yes sir, I know what it is. Who made it? Sanders, you know who made it. Did you make it? Dispatcher, no sir, I didn't. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, can you tell me who made it? Sanders, you want a motherfucker out there that reported it? Tell him to come on out. These motherfuckers, not this blood, and inaudible. Understand? Dispatcher, yes, I understand you. Sanders, bull. I say, you know it. Dispatcher, yes, I heard that. Sanders, inaudible. Shit, too. Sure is taking you a long time to get the man, ain't it? Dispatcher, that is what I say. It sure would give us your phone number. Sanders, you get on that damn telephone and tell WLOK to come on quickly and get this damn thing up to that telephone, and you better quit doing what somebody else tells you, motherfucker. That don't know about that. Dispatcher, well, sir, we can't. He could not hear us if we tried to hook him up from the phone through the radio. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, no, sir, that is something out of the movies. We just aren't able to do that. Sanders, you're telling me that you can't take the telephone and dial WLOK? It's a funny thing. I can take this one and call WLOK. I can take it and put it there. Why can't you do it? Dispatcher, but our radios are not portable like the one you've got. Our radios are great big radios, and the phones are in certain places and we can't move them. Sanders, inaudible. Whee! Dispatcher, I know it. That's a shame. Sanders, inaudible. You want to talk to him, man? Goddamn man. Enough of this bullshit. Dispatcher, what we want is for you to just hand it to him. Page 4, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83. Dispatcher, Mr. Morgan wants to talk to you. Sanders, what has Mr. Morgan got to talk to me? Inaudible. I want to talk to him. Dispatcher, okay, Mr. Morgan is at the station. He wants you to give him the phone number so he can call you. Sanders, inaudible. Blow the motherfucker off. Radio. Dispatcher, Mr. Morgan is not going to be able to talk to you if he calls him. Sanders, you ain't gonna going to put me in jail know what you want to do, so we're going to do it. You want to do it now. No, sir. What we want is for you to talk to Mr. Morgan Sanders. I know it, and I've been trying to get you to him. Inaudible. Man, we are going now, ain't it? You ain't listening to me. I ain't listening to you. So what are we going to do with it? Dispatcher. No, sir, Mr. Morgan. Can't. To talk to you by radio. We don't have a radio strong enough to reach him. Sanders. Fuck it. Dispatcher. If you give us the number, Mr. Morgan can call you. Sanders. Inaudible. We are inaudible. We are going to leave it. He ain't there yet, huh? Dispatcher. Okay, we got someone going for Mr. Morgan. Sanders. Another fucking lie, motherfucker. Dispatcher. We got an officer going down to WLOK to get Mr. Morgan and bring him out there to you. Sanders. Man, why don't you do it like I told you to do it? You gonna bring him all the way out here and then let me talk to him on that? You ain't gonna do it like I want you to do it. You ain't no bullshit, man. Don't you know that? Dispatcher. It is not any bullshit. We're trying to get it to you straight. Mr. Morgan is Sanders. Goddamn, that is bullshit. Dispatcher. We are doing it now. Mr. Morgan is on his way to talk to you right now in person. Sanders. Inaudible. Hear a goddamn thing I got to say to him. If we can't do it at WLOK, we can't do it. Dispatcher. Okay, we will get him stopped and talk to you from WLOK then. Stand by just a minute. Page 5, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83. Sanders. Inaudible. Don't want to talk to him. WLOK. Dispatcher. Okay, Mr. Morgan being let off at WLOK. Just a minute. Sanders. I wish you would do inaudible, because I don't really inaudible. You know, inaudible officer. I want to tell you all inaudible. Ain't nobody able to do that. Mississippi, you know inaudible. You know what that motherfucker said inaudible. Do you know what the motherfuckers say WLOK inaudible motherfucker? Dispatcher. They are getting in touch with CJ Morgan. He is going to call you in just a few minutes on the telephone. Sanders. Inaudible. You do like I told you. I ain't going to talk to him, and I'm not going to talk to you. You hear that? Dispatcher. I hear it, but you have got to give him time to talk to you now. Sanders. I told you. Well, you said inaudible and inaudible. Dispatcher. Oh, your phone does not work? Sanders. Inaudible. And I bet you can see if it works or not, can't you? Dispatcher. We're trying to get additional equipment upstairs so we can use our radio to patch in with it. It will take a few minutes. Sanders. You out there? You doing it now? Dispatcher. We are trying to hook it up for you right now. Sanders. Inaudible. Do you hear? Do you hear me? Dispatcher. Yeah, I hear you. Sanders. Do you hear? Do you hear? Dispatcher. Okay, I hear you. Sanders. You ain't trying to do nothing like nobody says. Dispatcher. Yeah, we are. Mr. Morgan is trying to get in touch with you on the radio now. Is Mr. Morgan, have you been listening to Mr. Morgan on the radio? Sanders. Yeah, I have. Dispatcher. Have you got him on the radio now? Sanders. No, I haven't. Dispatcher. Have you got a radio you can turn on WLOK and see if he is talking to you on that radio? What did you say? Dispatcher. Have you got a radio that you can turn on WLOK and see if he... Page 6, tape number 3, side number 2, date 1/11/83. Sanders. What did you say? Dispatcher. Have you got a radio to turn on to see if he is talking to you on that radio? Sanders. Just a minute. Are they shooting in the back? Dispatcher. No, sir. We don't want anyone to get shot down there. Sanders. Sure don't. You have been shooting in here. That motherfucker loudmouth. Ain't nobody done no bullshit, goddamn you. Listen a little while. Ain't nobody going to listen to no bullshit. You better get your shit right now. Get them fellas off from around here. Preacher, I am asking you to preach now. Dispatcher, we are getting them on back right now. Sanders, get away from the house, partner, here. Get on away from the house. You want to do things bad, don't you? You don't want to do it right away, do you? Do you, Mr. Dispatcher? Yes, sir, we sure do want to do it the right way. Sanders, inaudible. You're telling me the same thing. Dispatcher, we're trying to get them back now. Sanders, them goddamn folks, inaudible. Dispatcher, they are not on my radio anymore. That is the problem. Sanders, you said that they would be back in a few minutes, but it has been longer than a few minutes, hadn't it? Dispatcher, we have got the others telling them to get back now. Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, okay. Sanders, you still there? Dispatcher, yes, sir, we are still listening to you. Sanders, how are you listening to me? Dispatcher, I hear you every time you talk to me. Sanders, you do? Dispatcher, yes, sir, can you turn on the other radio and hear Mr. Morgan talking to you? Sanders, inaudible. Dispatcher, go ahead. I am listening to you. All right, folks, that's going to conclude this episode here. I can't even imagine being that dispatcher trying to talk to Lindberg Sanders. What Lindberg's wanting to do is he was wanting to be live on the air so he could execute Hester on over the WLOK site. So I don't know what else dispatcher could have done other than stall like he was doing. And we've got several more episodes just to cover the rest of the transmissions between the dispatcher and Mr. Sanders. After that, the radio batteries are going to go dead. After that, negotiators will be talking through a bullhorn standing out next door to the house, which, as you'll see, probably won't go too well. Anyway, folks, I do appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will get to next episode here in a couple of days, and we'll find out what the dispatcher and Mr. Sanders are going to work out. And I do appreciate you, and we will see you down the road.